Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening if you're listening at nighttime. My name is Form, and this is Formcast, episode 76. Bit of a passionate topic today, mortgage. Yeah, you heard that right, mortgage. Now, why am I talking about mortgage on a podcast that's should be talking about, gaming, streaming, fun life things? Not mortgage, right? Mortgage is not fun. When you say the word mortgage or rent, it's like, oh my God, there's a feeling of not funness that goes into the entire body. With that being said, I wanted to talk about mortgage for today's episode because of my current experience and potentially, able to, you know, purchase something, right? A mortgage or even a loan as a self employed individual here in Canada and how that differs from in the United States. So here's the thing. I'm self-employed, but here in Canada, as a content creator streamer, you don't fall anywhere under the normal business license requirements things, GST number, which is a tax number. Whereas a normal business, let's say, I always say Joe down the road who does lawn care for people. Joe sells a service. You pay him for a service. He charges you an amount and he charges you tax for the service. And then he collects that tax money. He has a GST number to which, when he does his taxes, files his taxes, he has to pay the government that tax as well. So that's because, well, Joe sells a service. Or if he's selling products along with his service, he's selling some lawn care products or some sorts. He's also selling products. Now, as a content creator, we don't fall under that. I'm not here selling things. I don't have physical merch that I sell. I don't sell a service. And some are saying, well, isn't your live stream a service type, say, like a TV service of some sorts? It is, I guess. However, as most people probably know, and if you don't know, we don't make our money by charging people, right? We make money and revenue by being live on certain platforms like Twitch, Kick, TikTok, whatever. And obviously, the subscriptions, the donations, and all that kind of stuff come from people. However, for example, the subscriptions to the channels are all made through the platform where the platform is in charge and responsible for charging tax on those purchases. They charge tax, they collect the tax, all that kind of stuff. Then we get a percentage, right? Depending on wherever you're getting your money. Donations are kind of like tips. So, a server would get tips just like we would get tips. We collect that and we claim our income at the end of the year with however much that was. But at the end of the day, we don't fall under that. So when it comes to getting a loan, a financing, mortgage, and I'm learning this the hard way because, man, has it ever been crazy roller coaster of emotions trying to get a mortgage here. They don't consider you as a normal business because you're not, but then they also don't have the guidelines, policies, and the proper, I guess, ways of doing things, the steps to approving you for a mortgage. When you go get a mortgage as a self-employed person, they ask you for proof of your business, usually here in Canada, in Ontario anyways. For me, it's you got to prove that you've been around for at least 2 years. So obviously they want 2 years, tax returns, all that kind of stuff, which I have. But how do you prove a business that doesn't exist? And that's the battle that I've been having the last couple of weeks with the bank and still to this day. So teaching the bank how content creation works, teaching the bank how you make money as a content creator, teaching the bank where your money comes from, where it's deposited, how it looks, is it consistent, is it all the time the same thing, is it, some things yes, some things no, and then telling them that the fact that I'm self-employed but I don't have a business license because I don't fall under that as per the guidelines and requirements here in Canada. It's so difficult because they still don't understand. So they continue to ask for proof and proof of this, proof of that, proof of this, proof of that. But you're literally teaching someone that's here needing to approve you for a mortgage, and you're teaching them how you do your job, how you make money, and also how to, kind of realize that it doesn't fall under their normal policies and guidelines. In talking with people from the bank, these guidelines and federal policies that they have to adhere to, when it doesn't fall under that, the people who insure mortgages, the people who do the risk management, and like obviously when it comes to a mortgage, they can't just take major risks. They have to make sure that everything is good to go so that the person doesn't actually, fault on their mortgage payments and all that kind of stuff, right? At the end of the day, though, it's really difficult to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Because when you're told that you are a perfect candidate for a mortgage, but we just don't understand your job, in my opinion, it's like, if I'm the perfect candidate, you don't need to understand my job. You can go Google that later. Go Google Twitch, go Google streaming, go Google how it works, I guess. Don't ask me to be the guideline connoisseur of how to approve someone with a mortgage who's self-employed, who doesn't actually own a licensed business, because they don't fall under those categories. So it's been quite the roller coaster, to which they have to sort of make exceptions, make flexible in their guidelines and change things, and try and convince the higher ups and those that approve things finally to be like, okay, we understand. You know what I mean? So it's difficult. Now, whereas in the United States, it's honestly quite simple. I don't exactly know the amount you need to make in order to make an LLC, but you create an LLC, which is a business license, and you can do that as a content creator. You make your business, you consider yourself an employee of that business, and you pay yourself out a monthly income of whatever revenue you make. And speaking with people who do this in the States and have been doing it for a while, they simply just do that. Then they pay taxes on the amount of income that they've paid themselves instead of the entire income that they've made. Whereas here in Canada, we can't do that, right? So here I am paying taxes as well at the end of the year on the entirety of the revenue income that I made throughout the whole year, rather than just what I've used in order to live. And obviously, if you're paying yourself out, you can dictate whatever that amount might be for you. So it's a bit different, and that's how simple it is in the States. You know, they give you the forms, you do that, you create an LLC, and you're good to go. So I imagine when it comes to getting a mortgage approval, financing loans, or whatever it is that you need to go through a bank for, they say, oh, okay, well, give us proof that you've been an LLC for 2 years. You get the proof, super simple, all that kind of stuff. Here in Canada, not so much. So it's been quite the roller coaster. So I guess a little bit of a just fair warning in this episode that if you do content creation full-time, if you are a streamer full-time and you live in Canada, and if you plan on getting a mortgage, plan on getting loans, plan on financing something where they need to prove your work, just be very much so ready to be going through a lot of loopholes, trying to prove a lot of things that they don't understand and trying to explain at the same time. Needless to say, I think we're coming to the end of it, hopefully. But I also think that as much as I feel like a guinea pig in this entire process that I've gone through recently, I think that this is also going to set some precedents in terms of, we had this guy who was self-employed, didn't actually own a business because of how it works in the content creation world. Let's use this as a potential guideline for the future. I'm hoping anyways, because I don't want anybody to go through the stress of what I've gone through in the last couple of weeks. So with that being said, mortgages are not fun. Paying mortgages are not fun. Getting one's not fun, especially when you're a content creator here in Canada. So maybe one day Canada will just, fix their things. I mean, when the home financing managers are telling you times are changing, we need to change our procedures and our policies, seems like it's time to do so. Anyways, just a little bit of a vent. It's beautiful outside. It's sunny. It's Monday. Please have a great day. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.